One of the things that people go into business is you can't just go into business just to make money. Okay? It's always going to be there. But you have to love what you're doing. If you don't love what you're doing, you're going to be frustrated. Even though you're making money, you're going to come into work and you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be bored. You're not going to have a good time. You know, I love coming to work every day. I love the people, even though some days that I wish I wasn't here. I mean, you know, you're going to have those days. I'm one of those people, I don't like having a boss. I'm one of the guys to be the boss. So that's a big difference. You have to, you know, just to own the business, you just can't say I'm owning the business. A lot of responsibility comes with that. You have to put the time in. In the business that's successful, you're always going to see an owner behind the scenes that is putting in a lot of hours. And if you're willing to sacrifice, and you're willing to put the time in, and you do your homework, you'll be successful. Okay, what I'm looking at is two photos. One of my father, more or less about the age that I started in business, when he was about 13 years old. And then the other one is a picture of him in our first grocery store around 1972, 1973. At 11 years old, I was working after school. I was working the holidays. I worked in the weekends. I worked the summers, you know, and for nothing. I just worked, you know, so I always loved the action. You know, my father began at that same age when he was in Cuba, working for his father, you know. So at 11, I knew that this is what I wanted to do, even though I went to college. I got my degrees, you know, and I went to work in Wall Street. You know, even though I hated it after 3 years, I came right back to my father's business. My daughter, who went to University of Delaware, graduated with her degrees, went to work for accounting firm Deloitte, worked 2 years for them, traveled the country, loved what she was doing, but she loved this business here. And she works for me now, and she works 6 days a week. She loves, you know, the interaction with the employees. You're your own boss. You know, you're making the decision, and every decision that we make affects 40 other families. So we have that responsibility. We all have a story. We have people, like every generation, every nationality, that will take advantage of the system. But the way I look at it is here, you have an opportunity to make yourself great. Nobody's going to give it to you. They'll give it to you for a little amount. A small time, but if you go out there and you work hard and you try your best, 99% of the people are going to be successful, you know, and it's a good feeling, you know. I mean, it's a good feeling because you're going to do the same thing for your children, you know.